Greetings, greetings, greetings. Actually, now it looks like it's too dark. Maybe I should do the other one. Let's do, boom. Ugh, that's a little too bright. No, we gotta keep it. All right, we're gonna keep it. Greetings and salutations. Hey, what's up, Steve? Bap, what's up? How's everybody doing? Another Tuesday evening. I originally was gonna go live yesterday to talk about the first two things I'll talk about starting this, but it didn't happen. I, w- I was catching up on some stuff. I actually watched a bunch of horror movies, well, just one franchise of horror movies over the last 3 days to do a video. So I'll be recording that this week and getting that out. But I might talk about that a little bit, but not for the video, just a little bit. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a good night so far, or a good start to your night. How's the week going so far? It's okay. And yeah, for the people in Florida, yo. So if you, for those that don't know, I work for a company that originally the headquarters was in Florida. Well, the headquarters for the U.S. is in Florida. Now the office here in Austin is the main office, but they're going through it. They're going through it. Just everybody trying to evacuate and get out of there and stuff. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, definitely prayers to everybody that's in Florida, kind of going through that. People have been evacuating and going to different shelters and like hotels for different things, like different places where they'll be safe. They're kind of out of the way of the storm. So yeah, I'm really hoping that everything goes well for them. It's one of those crazy things because like they kind of experience something every year, so it kind of which sucks, but it's kind of like hey, they've kind of got things in place to somewhat help. But yeah, definitely big ups if you're in Florida. Definitely hoping that you're protected, that you're safe, that you're um, evacuating, following instructions because don't just try to think you can hunker where you are if the storm's coming your way. So yeah, definitely prayers for them. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like this one. This is one of my favorites. Here, look. Yeah, see? Not this. This always. I get a lot of compliments on this shirt, so I wear it pretty often. Uh, but yeah, and it's funny because it's like all ages. Yeah, answer the call. Always gonna answer the call. Little Pillsbury Doughboy. Hoo-hoo. Um, I'm always gonna answer the call. Always. That's kind of the plan. But yeah, no, I hope you guys have a good one. Um, we got a few things we're gonna watch today. I saw that there was a Deadpool and Wolverine honest trailer, so we're gonna check that out. I got a couple of episode reviews I need to talk about for a minute, and which will be you guys watching a live recorded video, which will work. That's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll see. Cosmonaut Variety Hour lives in Florida. Ooh, yeah, I can't remember which areas aren't necessarily going to get affected or get a big hit. I know Tampa was one of the main areas. That's where the other office for my job is at. So a lot of them have left. So okay, so West Florida. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's yeah, almost everybody in Tampa, from what I've seen, they're trying to get out. Even from some of the stuff they were getting hit with earlier, some people got like their areas were flooded, their houses were flooded. There's a bunch of like GoFundMe's kind of going out there for different things. It's been crazy. So it's insane. And it's crazy too because a lot of people we have at my office here in Austin, they came from the Tampa office and they recently moved out here. So like it's their first time in the law, in years not having to experience that kind of stuff. And so they're still feeling it because a lot of their friends and family are still there. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, definitely hoping that it goes by and that everybody makes it through, and no deaths, no loss, all that kind of stuff. Like that's what you really really hope for and pray for. So yeah, let's see. Oh crap, we also have a Megalopolis pitch meeting I forgot about. I have not checked that out either. And I'm not like going to the movies to see that. From what I've seen, that's not happening. But yeah, we got a few things to check out tonight. So yeah, what's on the agenda? Yeah, we're gonna check out the Deadpool and Wolverine honest trailer, and then that will go with my original Deadpool and Wolverine pitch meeting reaction to do a versus there. We'll check out the Megalopolis pitch meeting because I haven't. It's been out for a few days now, and I haven't watched that. Um, and then I gotta do a couple of we'll do a couple of reviews. Actually, we'll start with that actually real quick. Um, so last Monday I did a double review on Agatha All Along episode 3 and the Penguin episode 2. I talked about not necessarily like comparing. Okay, I did compare a little bit, but we're gonna talk about Agatha All Along first here. To just kind of get that out the way, because this one will be short. They'll both be relatively short, but this one will be short because episode 4 of Agatha All Along was not good at all. Like at all. Especially considering what happened to episode 3. And you kind of have that cliffhanger ending going into this episode. It was actually a good episode 3 itself, just because you're learning more about the characters. You're learning kind of more about their history. You get little tidbits of it. Not a whole lot of information, but you get little tidbits that, whets the appetite a little bit. And I want to get to know these characters in a deeper way than just, you've got this problem, how are you going to solve it? And also that they're more than just, I want my power back. And so that's, yeah, it's kind of like, okay, come on. Cloud Arc, you have the same shirt? That's what's up. This is the shirt. I'm serious. Welcome to the stream. And so, yeah, so episode 4, it starts and it feels like they didn't know what direction they wanted to go in tonal wise, but also just in the direction of the episode itself. It's more geared towards, I can't remember what her name, I don't know what any of the witches' names are outside of Agatha and then Teen. even though I know who that is. Even Aubrey Plaza's character, I think it's Rio. I can't remember what her actual name is. So there's this one, the Asian witch. It's more around her past and some things she has to deal with, and this demon or this curse that's kind of over her and her family, and how they kind of defeat that. Which, again, that was fine. But the way the episode goes, like it starts from where episode 3 ends, and then it just kind of moves forward through their next trial. Which, again, I like that they're going through the trials because that's the best part. But this one, it felt like it had no real direction. It's just kind of jumping all over the place. They do sing this whole song, so there's a musical number in there. It's another house, just like in the first trial. So they're in another house, which holds this next trial, and it's this demon that they have to defeat by singing a song. Then, of course, there's a whole love thing between Aubrey Plaza's character and Agatha's character, Catherine Hahn. There was that. They were really going strong with that one in this one. And it's weird because in the first episode, Aubrey Plaza's character is trying to kill Agatha. But in this one, now they're kind of like trying to rekindle some kind of, love relationship that they used to have. And they keep bringing it up, but they don't want to actually say it. That was also odd. So it's like, okay, what are we doing here? It was a very frustrating episode. And it also went on very long. Then they're still trying to pull you in with the whole, who is Teen? Who's this boy? Who is he really? What's his real name? They're still trying to do that whole thing too. And so it was just a very frustrating episode. And when it ended, I literally just said oh my God, come on. Can we keep moving, keep going? I think every episode moving forward is going to be a trial specific to one of the witches. And that may help us get to know them a little bit better. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the direction needs to be a whole lot better because after episode 3, going into this particular episode, as far as 4, it's like they lost all the momentum. And it's like you're starting all over again. So I was very, very, very disappointed with episode 4. It makes you not really want to continue with it. I'm going to, just so I can tell you all and you don't have to watch it. But it's one of those scenarios where you had the momentum from episode 3 to kind of keep this thing rolling. And then you just squashed all that. And now you're kind of starting over. And you're going to probably most likely lose a lot of viewers just from that, from what happens in episode 4. So it's unfortunate because, again, after episode 3, I was kind of in. I won't say all in, but I'll kind of say I was somewhat in. This is the Agatha rant we'll see on Friday. I swear. It's probably going to continue. Who knows? It's probably going to continue. It's probably going to get worse, I'm sure. Just you kind of see where things are headed, which is unfortunate, but not in a good way. Not in a good way. I think the best, Fuzzy Otterpaw is kind of what you say here. I'm most excited for the episode focused on the psychic. So the one where she kind of sees certain things throughout this episode too, and as far as episode 4, and I think it happened a little bit in 3, she has little visions. We don't see what she's saying, but she'll say certain things and then kind of come back to the group. They'll be like, what's going on there? She might be one of the most interesting characters as far as this coven. That part, I think, can be fine. So, I'm with you, Fuzzy Otterpaws. I'm excited to kind of see where her story goes and what she actually experienced. But the others, I'm not. It's just kind of like, I feel like they did start out, as far as this one, for the Asian witch, starting with hers and kind of getting hers out of the way. I think that was fine because hers is kind of the most boring. But the coven itself, I can see that they're starting to become a little bit more cohesive in certain ways. They understand more that they need each other in order to get through this, because when Agatha went through it before, she was like the only one left. Like she went through with the coven and she came out at the end by herself. All the other ones perished. The others don't, in this coven that we're watching, they don't want that, obviously. So again, there's some dynamics that I can kind of connect to and look forward to, but episode 4 really is making it tough. I will say that. It's really making it tough. I'm a pretty big fan of the coven's whole dynamic. It feels like we're just there with a friend group. Episode 4 made it seem that way more than the others. I didn't really care for it all that much because they all felt like the same character. They're all just kind of griping at each other and nitpicking each other. So they all felt like the same character, except Agatha. Episode 4 kind of went more into a frame of, okay, like they all do bring something different because they all have a different speciality with the type of witch they are. Like there's a potions witch, there's a psychic witch, there's a protection witch. They all have a different skill set that they, which is the whole reason they're there. There's a green witch, which is now Aubrey Plaza in the group. So there's different aspects to it that helps, but they all still felt like the same type of witch. They just had different skills. Now, after episode 4, you do kind of see the dynamic between them all, but they haven't really taken advantage of that fully. In my mind, just for me, they still kind of feel like the same person, but we start to see some little differences here or there in this episode. Let's see. Amber, glad you made it in time. Yay, you're here. And W. Hansen, what's up? Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Appreciate you guys. I wasn't sure about the Agatha show at first, but it pulled me in more than I expected with the character chemistry and bits of humor. And I do want to see what happens. That's cool. That's cool. That's good though. Like I'm glad that some people are enjoying it a lot. Like there's aspects that I like. There's a lot of it that also doesn't work for me. And that's why I'm trying not to compare it too much to The Penguin. I know I did that in my last review for episode 3 of Agatha and episode 2 of The Penguin. I put them together. I'm not going to do that again. What's up, Wolf Clan? How's it going? Yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Now, even though I am about to go into my review of The Penguin, but I'm not going to compare anymore because, one, there is no comparison. The Penguin is a much better show. But Agatha, it has little things here or there that like it can reel you in a little bit, but they just need to keep with the momentum of the show. They need to keep with the momentum. It's nowhere near the rewatchability of WandaVision, even though WandaVision doesn't hit as much or hit as well from like the first time you watch it. So I'll say that, but I enjoyed WandaVision more, and especially remembering when that show first came out. You looked forward to every week. You looked forward to what was going to happen next. What was going to be the show that it kind of did an homage to, next? Like what's going to happen to the characters next? Who's going to figure out more of what's happening? When will Wanda kind of get into the mix or figure out what's going on? And in this one, with Agatha, there's moments where you could tell they're trying to take aspects from that. It's just that I don't know. The show comes and I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll watch it. I'm not like itching for it or ready for it. Like I remember when WandaVision came out, like we were ready. Like we would all sit, watch it. Me and my wife were checking it out every week. You were talking about it with people, at work and all that kind of stuff. It was like an actual event. This one is it's Marvel. It's like, and that sucks that that's where we're at right now with some Marvel stuff. Deadpool Wolverine had its moments. It's still going, which is good. But there's not a lot of things Marvel related where it's like, ooh, like I can't wait to talk to you guys about this, or I can't wait for this. It's just kind of like, let's talk about it because it's happening, but it doesn't have that event feel. So that's really where I am with that. Oh man, I hope they release Werewolf by Night on 4K Steelbook someday. Who knows? I mean, they're starting to put out more of the shows on Blu-ray, so who knows? That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Still waiting for that Spider-Man 4 trailer, personally. You're still on that? You're still on that? Hey, there's more information coming out about Spider-Man 4. Like a lot of rumors, but there's some stuff that I think is legit, and we'll see if it actually sticks. Oh, man. Arthur Marston 97, bro smiles enough to cure depression. Love your positivity, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try. I like Agatha more than any serious or dramatic shows. I just can't get through those types of dramas with my childlike ADHD or whatever. Penguin sounds super serious, so that's why I didn't watch why I didn't watch. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And it still has the same vibe from the Batman. Like it feels very much like it comes from that world, which it does. And I think that's why I really enjoy it, because it has that same tone. But it's focused on the Penguin. Doesn't need Batman, which is pretty cool. They're pulling it off. To kind of segue into that, as far as the Penguin episode 3, again, the Penguin is it's moving at a pace that I really didn't expect. For some people, it might be slow. It might be a little slow in some cases, but it's definitely a character drama. It's a character-driven show. For the Penguin and for Kristen Miliotti's character, Sophia Falcone, And then even Victor, like this episode, Victor gets more of the limelight, which is really cool. And I have a theory of who Victor may turn out to be, which I think would be super cool and very unexpected for this show. But in this episode, Penguin is doing more to kind of team up with Sophia Falcone on this new drug they're trying to push within the city. And they're trying to kind of do their own thing separate from the Falcone dynasty of sorts. And they're finding some issues there because of the Maronis. Like Salvatore Maroni, he's in prison, but his family is still doing things, in the mob arena, going against the Falcones. And Penguin's had a lot of hand in that. But in this episode, you see more of like the dynamic between Sophia Falcone and Penguin, and you get little tidbits of their history. He did something that led to her being put into Arkham Asylum, and you just don't know exactly what that is yet. And apparently in episode 4, we're going to get like a background episode, a flashback episode to show us kind of what happened there. Because the way that this episode 3 ends, you realize she kind of finds out, oh, like you're doing some stuff on the back end that you're not telling us about. So I love the aspect of Penguin always kind of putting himself against a wall. Like literally he's up against a brick wall, but it's him hemming himself up. It's him doing it to himself because he puts himself in so many different horrible situations, and he talks himself out of most of them, or he gets help. But the way this episode even starts was great because, again, Victor, he's a teenage kid. The whole time during these last couple of episodes, I kept trying to think, what does his family do? Like, what do they wonder where he is? Like, is he just out on his own? Is his family still alive? And you get some background on that. But you also see how the bombs that the Riddler planted in the movie The Batman that flooded the city, how that impacted him. And it's actually really sad. It's really sad. I don't want to give a whole lot of spoilers, but you could probably guess what that is. But there's an aspect to that leads me to believe that he could be becoming a character of another villain in the Batman universe in a way that they're creating it new for the Batman, as far as this, again, the Batman universe itself. And so I feel like it could be the Penguin mentoring a villain, not really even knowing he is, but mentoring a villain that we know from the Batman universe. That would be actually really, really cool if they go that route. I don't want to say too much yet. I'll just say that his name is Victor and there is a villain named Victor, and I'm wondering if this is this guy, and it's just the early stages of it. And if it is, what else does he have to experience to become this Victor villain? So yeah, it's interesting, but it'll be really cool if there's a show surrounded by the Penguin, or at least focusing more on the Penguin, but then we see another villain throughout the these episodes, kind of the origins of that, which again I think would be really cool. I don't know if they've said anything about that or if that's kind of like was already in the plans, that's been voiced. I don't know, but if it is, I do think that would be pretty dope. I do think that would really be cool. And we'll see. But the way that the episode ends is really cool. Again, every time that the episodes for the Penguin end, I'm excited for the next week. I watch it right away, like right when it comes out on Sunday, even though they switched it up from Thursday on the first night, episode 1, and now it's on Sunday night. But then they realize, oh crap, people actually want to watch this. Let's put it on a prime time slot where we would normally put, when The Sopranos was out or Game of Thrones, things like that. Let's put it on a Sunday because I don't really have anything in a Sunday time slot right now. So with House of the Dragon done, season 2 done, which I still haven't watched that yet, so I gotta check that out. But yeah, it's in a good spot. But yeah, if you like the Batman, you'll like this one. It is, again, it's R-rated Batman, like it is. It's R-rated. It's a lot of language. The violence is pretty visceral, but the way that the story is told is very engaging. You get to know the characters. You get into the psyche of the characters. There's little tidbits they'll throw around here or there that aren't necessarily like, ooh, you know about this or you know about that. Like that, it's not really like that. But it's like subtle moments where they will kind of do that, which I really do enjoy. But again, I said this in my last review, I believe, like the city of Gotham is a character in and of itself. Like the city of Gotham is a character. When they show certain aspects in this episode in particular, like you feel it. And then you remember it from from the movie The Batman. But you don't realize they kind of went back in time to show you some some history on Victor and what he experienced. And you see some of his other connections, and you kind of get to understand him a little better. And so I really, really enjoyed that because I was wondering if they would do that. And yeah, like it's a really great show. Like it's really fun to watch. But again, for some, it might be a little bit slow. It might be. But again, it's a character driven show. And that's why I really enjoy it. And I'm glad that it's doing well because the Joker 2 is not. I haven't even watched that yet. But I'm hearing that it didn't make a lot of money. So it's good to have at least one Batman property that's out currently that's doing very well with its viewership. So if you've seen the Batman, not the Batman, but if you've seen the Penguin episode 3, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on that. If you've seen Agatha All Along episode 4, your thoughts on that in the comments below. I read a few here as far as the live, but let me know your thoughts if you're watching this on the recording of your thoughts on that show as well. So yeah, look forward to see what you guys have on there. Let me see what I've missed in the chat. Also, I'm pretty sure Mrs. Hart says Sharon will be back in episode 2 with the song. Some of the lyrics were, "If one be gone, we carry on. Spirit as our guide." Will we get a ghost, Mrs. Hart? Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. She was the best part of the episodes, though, like episode 1 and 2. Like, I enjoy her the most. She brought more of the comedic aspect to the show. So that part I liked. The decision to make Spider-Man 4 another multiverse movie is irking me. If it's Venom, there's a chance I might forgive it. Yeah. I was kind of hoping for more of a, like, actual just city Spider-Man. Like, especially with how No Way Home ended. I was like, yes, this is Spider-Man. Like, this is a Spider-Man that we know and love. You know, now it's in the MCU. This is it. Just do something. Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It doesn't have to be a whole multiverse thing. But I guess Sony wants Toby and Andrew to come back and do it again. And there's word that they're trying to get Null to be the main villain and then Venom to show up. But Tom Hardy said this is it as far as Venom: The Last Dance. Unless he just meant no more solo movies. I mean, then yeah, he could probably show up in Spider-Man 4. But now I'm hearing something new about Spider-Man 4 with Doom showing up in Spider-Man 4, which I think is a mistake. In what aspect? I don't know. There's a video out there about it. I think it might be Emergency Awesome might have something on that. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I feel like they should have just kept with the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Keep something small. Start, you're going to do a whole new trilogy. Start with something a little bit small, similar to Homecoming, but, new. With this new Peter Parker we have now. Nobody knows who he is, all that kind of stuff. I feel like that would have been a better way to go, but that's just me. I like the Batman movie, but the trailer hyped me up and it had good bits of humor and some nice action moments to keep me hooked enough. The Batman trailer hyped me up, but the Penguin trailer didn't. I liked the Penguin trailer, personally. I liked it. It felt like more realistic. There's nothing about it that felt like, out of this world, otherworldly. Like, again, it's the Batman, so it's going to have that more realistic flavor to it. I feel like this show was like the best version of that. Even though I heard that they're trying to do another one, which people think it's going to be the Joker or it's going to be some other villain, but it's going to be another one, which I was like, they could do a bunch of these if they wanted to. But I don't know. I feel like they're trying to still rush to get to their MCU as far as a DCU, clearly in the name. So I don't know if that's actually going to keep going, especially with how Joker 2 just went. It's like, maybe we'll just keep everything in house and not do these, DC Black Label movies or shows. Keep everything in the DCU. Yeah, we'll see. I do hope Matt Reeves gets his full trilogy, though. Like, please give him 3 movies. That I do want. So if they're going to give him time to do that and also do these shows in between, that'd be cool, too. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I saw someone online say people need to chill with these Penguin theories. It's not cool. You get what that comment means now. That's why I don't want to go too hard into it. I like rumors, just like anybody else. But there's certain things I don't want to like read too much into. I've spoiled so much for myself over the years, which is fine. And I'm okay with it. No regrets. But no regrets. What was that? Was that Snickers? What was that? What commercial was that? Regrets. You got the regrets tattoo, but it said regrets. No regrets. But yeah, I do. I think that's a certain character, and we're getting. It'll be a really cool change up, little switch up. I think so. I'm good with it. Joker 2 is get this a joke. I just keep hearing people talk about the ending, and I'm like, ugh. But I haven't spoiled it for myself. Like I do want to watch the movie for myself and see. Cause I've heard some people that they enjoyed it, and then but most people don't. Most people are like really really pissed about it. So yeah, you're on content overload lately. What's up, Chris? Yeah, no, we started with Agatha, and then I just talked about the Penguin. So I kind of got those two reviews in there. Can we finally get Scorpion in the MCU? I've always loved Scorpion, but he's so underrated. And now he's been 7 years since he was teased in Homecoming. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. Unless they do some kind of like multiversal little cameo of him. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know why they haven't done Scorpion, to be honest. Give us like Scorpion, give us actual Kingpin. That's what I thought Spider-Man 4 was going to be. It was going to be more of a Spider-Man Daredevil team up against Kingpin. But the Kingpin they've created in this MCU is, I don't know. He's not like the Kingpin from the comics or even the cartoon. So I wonder how they make that work. But I think he'll be involved in some way. They have to include him now. I mean, like, why not? Before we know it, we're about to have the Daredevil show next year. It's like, why not include him in some way? You just have to do it a little differently. Anyone watch Superman and Lois? I can realistically only do like two shows at a time. So it's that and the Penguin for me right now. No, I haven't checked it out because I haven't even watched any of that show. I think I watched episode 1 of season 1, and I haven't touched it since. So I'm just gonna wait for this to be done, and then I may binge it all. I hear it's really good. It doesn't feel like a CW show. That was a one thing for me. Like it didn't feel necessarily like CW because I'm kind of done with like CW superhero shows, and this one felt different. So that's one reason I was kind of like, okay, let me just at this point let me just wait for it to be done. The rumors about Doctor Strange 3, the possible cameos, Tom Cruise's Iron Man again. Okay. Then them not showing up kind of made my movie experience worse. Theories can be nuts. Yeah. Uh the whole Tom Cruise's Iron Man thing. I mean, I feel like they're gonna do it one day, maybe. I mean, Tom Cruise doesn't ever need to do it. He doesn't need to unless he just wants to for the fans. But it would be cool because he was originally gonna play Tony Stark before RDJ got the role, which he would have messed it up. Uh, so I think you could do it now because he can just do whatever and it doesn't mean anything because he's not Iron Man. But I think he would mess it up. Similar to like, Django Unchained with Jamie Foxx. Will Smith was originally going to get that role. He would have completely massacred that role if he was in it. Jamie Foxx was the guy for the job. And could somebody else have done it? Maybe, but definitely not Will Smith. I feel the same thing with Iron Man or Tony Stark for Tom Cruise. I don't think he could have done it. At least to the degree that we got it with RDJ. I don't know. That's just me. I don't think I don't think he was a man for the job there. So I'm glad it didn't happen. Watching Terminator Zero and Blue Eye Samurai. I heard those are really good. Both. And they're both on Netflix. Again, I just don't have time. I'm watching these two shows currently, and I'm catching up on a lot of horror movies, so I can do some videos on those. So, like right this month, especially, I don't have time. The proper Kingpin should be really good VFX because Thanos just being a big guy painted purple would have been dumb. Kingpin is huge, exactly, unnaturally so. To adapt to him proper, you can't use a real dude. It's got to be CGI. Yeah, I don't want him as big as he was in Into the Spider Verse. Like he doesn't need to be that big. But I would take a Kingpin from like the Spider-Man video game, the first one. I'd take him from there, because that was really cool, and I feel like that would just work better. But again, he also, sometimes it can be tough for them to do CGI when it's like an actual just straight up person. Like Thanos worked because he's still an alien. There's things about him that are just like, off. Kingpin's still a real person, technically. Very strong, all that kind of stuff. So they'd have to really work pretty hard on that one. I heard they recasted one of the sons in Superman and Lois, and I definitely didn't watch that season. Yeah, I did hear about that. I always thought Kingpin was a big guy. In Marvel Spider-Man, he was big, and the actor seemed fine for that, from what I've seen. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, CGI could work, but they really have to like work on it. Vincent D'Onofrio, is that how you say it? D'Onofrio. He's dope. I love him in the role. It worked in Netflix's Daredevil. It definitely worked there. But I just don't feel like that would work in the MCU. What they did in Hawkeye was more towards what I would expect, but he still needs to even look bigger. It looked manufactured, I guess, the way he looked big. I didn't really jive with that, but they can make it work. I don't know. LBOE, dang it, elbow. There we go. That's RB you told me. Elbow. That's the easy way to say it. What's up? Just deep fake his face on an 8 foot tall, 500 pound CGI thing. It could work. Yeah, I guess that could work. Oh, what is that? Oh my God, he looks so old. Okay, let's all right, let's check out the Deadpool and Wolverine honest trailer, and see what they got going on this, because I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if honest trailers is just trying to make people mad sometimes, or with certain things they say, and I'm wondering if they're gonna have something here. Let's see where we want to go with this one. Let's do here. So yeah, I'm wondering. Let's open that up. Let's go here. Boom, 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 boom. Let me make sure my audio is right before I just start watching this thing and you guys can't hear anything. Excuse me. I was like, what is that? Another trailer? Okay. All right. All right, let's check this out. Let me know if the audio's right. Let's start there first. Let's just start there first. How was that? Was that fine? Was it too loud? Was it good? Some things in the honest trailer I definitely disagree with. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Maybe slightly loud. Let's turn it down a little bit. I'm trying to think of the last Marvel property honest trailer that I was like, yeah, they were spot on. Because I'm not the Marvels. Loki, obviously, I didn't like their Loki take. That was just me. But, we're going to find out. Let's I'll hold my comments, but I also do disagree with a lot from it. Oh God. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's go.
Deadpool 1 was a hard-on rom-com anyone could enjoy. Deadpool 2 was a love letter to action comedy fans.
All right.
Now, in Deadpool's next adventure, they're only speaking to nerds who fight in the comments of r/movies.
I don't like you. You never did.
Yeah, see, that's funny, because behind the scenes of Blade Trinity, Wesley Snipes had issues with co-stars Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel, a story notably relayed by Patton Oswalt in his appearance on Pete Holmes. I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, okay, I'll shut up. Sorry. Deadpool and
Okay,
Wolverine.
wait. All right. First off, yes. Are there moments in this that are kind of like you could almost say deep cuts? Sure. At least in my theater, I'm pretty sure it was, because some people didn't understand certain things. So I'm kind of with them on a couple things there, but let's see how it goes.
Now that Ryan Reynolds has smartly diversified from acting, and Jon Favreau is running creative at Disney,
Aim for the middle and you'll never miss.
prepare for another forced march down memory
Okay.
lane. It's not as bad as
Force?
The Flash. It's not as good as No Way Home. But it's got more embarrassing celebrity cameos than a party at Diddy's house.
Wow,
From the
embarrassing?
Legendary to the Odyssey.
This isn't a car. This is a Honda f***ing Odyssey.
The Heroes to the Honda.
I take it all back. The Honda Odyssey f***s hard.
The small roles
Dude, you're up.
to the minivans with top scores from J.D. Power and
Oh,
Associates.
So how does the Kia compare to the Honda Odyssey?
I love generating value for shareholders. I mean commercials. I mean movies. I love movies. Right? Even
Okay.
though he lives next to Bluey these days, Deadpool is still just how you remembered.
This is Baby Knife. She's gonna f you in the face now.
Yes, he knows he's in a movie.
I love this part.
Suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland.
He knows he's Ryan
I
Reynolds.
love that
The
part.
rest of my life, like an annoying one-trick pony.
And he knows that if he doesn't make a joke every 6 seconds, people will start to think about the plot. And you do not want to do that.
The multiverse does not
Okay.
need a babysitter. We need a mercy killer.
Because this time, the TVA, they are, sorry. Phase 5 told my brain to go soft focus anytime someone says multiverse.
Comes back from the void.
Tell that to Cassandra Nova.
If you squint, you can pretend Tom is talking to a different Logan.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Regardless, if the Logan from Logan dies, the
It's a Logan
universe
from
fades
Logan.
away, like Steve Carell leaving The Office. So Deadpool has to replace Logan, even though he's still alive, since that film takes place in the future.
It's 2020.
This has to be the most convoluted setup for a film about two guys making dick shows in a van. Can we just drive Charles to Taco Bell together?
The new quesalupa from
Oh my God.
Taco Bell. Get it with chicken. Get it with steak.
Hugh Jackman has returned as Wolverine because divorce is expensive.
I have a feeling your work is
Oh.
only just getting started.
Wow.
He'll finally put
That
on
was
a
low.
costume. But since this is Disney we're talking about, every old hero has to establish what a sad sack piece of shit they become first.
You might not know about it, but
I love how Harrison Ford was on there twice.
apparently I'm the worst, Logan.
Thrill as Hugh Jackman gives a fully committed, intense, Oscar-worthy performance.
I walked away. They called after me and I walked away.
Which, like, thank you, but was that necessary? This didn't tip you off? Should I also be crying this scene as Tiny Me? Does it matter? Get back in the Honda Odyssey? Righto. Watch these immortal warriors clash in a string of brutal, vicious, completely anticlimactic fights that are pointless even by the standards of a genre where no one stays dead for 3 consecutive projects.
Sure.
Come on. And we're only truly punishing on Marvel's overworked VFX teams. But this movie knows fans have been desperate to see these exact fights their entire lives. Source, themselves.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good. Let's give the people what they came for. These people have waited decades for this fight.
I mean, look, he's not wrong. But you don't have to call us little piggies while you feed us the slop. Let this little piggy keep some dignity.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Channing Tatum's Gambit.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Together, DPNW
Okay.
will be banished to the void, a big field
my
outside
God.
of time and space, where comic book fights are easier to shoot. And there's plot justification for more surprising cameos. As in, I'm surprised I remember any of these people at all. There lives Cassandra
Surprise.
Nova, Charles Xavier's secret evil twin.
Oh god. That's low.
She may share Chuck's accent and
animal.
hairline, but not his distaste for using Omega-level powers to ruin your day. Unless they're critical to the plot, in which case, a light fingering will do. She's generic, forgettable,
Light.
and her plan makes no sense. Wow, Deadpool really has joined the MCU, huh? So strap in for a cinematic version of one of those Who's Who in the Marvel Universe books.
Elias is in this thing? From Loki season 1, episode 5?
That sidelines the entire Deadpool ensemble not named Peter.
This is true.
Test well in the focus group, particularly Cable.
Goes light on the central love story that grounds the franchise.
Sir, my girl is kind of had it with my shtick.
And will delight exactly one generation of moviegoers for months to come. Because once this era is over, there's going to be a lot of awkward silence where the pause for cheering moments go.
Please clap. Okay, no. Literally, this was the theater I was in. Mostly, yeah, like mostly. We saw it in IMAX. And this is the theater I was in. me and my boss, we went and saw it. We were getting hype. Everybody else was kind of like, Blade shows up, Gambit shows up, I was kind of upset. I wish I was in a better theater for the experience. But No Way Home was the same way. Watching that now, the certain scenes play weird. But in the theater with everybody, it was great. This was dope. Come on. I like how they're not playing the music at all either. Like, you know, that adds to it. It wasn't literally just like this. With the sound effects. Okay. All right, honest trailer. Like your parents did in
Maybe
Endgame.
Disney will just buy up whatever the next generation cares about. Like Minecraft,
Oh,
Five Nights
God.
at Freddy's, or Skibidi Toilet. It's so much worse than I thought.
It's already happening.
Starring the merch store called, and they're running out of you, The Greatest Logan, Princess
Okay.
Di, Time
What?
and Prejudice, the van that's not in this movie, The Adventures of Pete and Skeet, Not Another
Okay.
Teen Wolvie, Jenny from the Flop,
Oh,
Day Player,
they're not
Close
lying.
Up Magic Mike, He Cooked, Spade Wilson,
Oh God,
Sim
Spade.
Pool, Tim Pool, She Has Some Notes Pool, and Carpool.
Let's go sell some
Okay.
pre-owned vehicles, motherfucker.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. Wow. Okay, that was actually pretty
Wanna do
good.
some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
Wait, the guy who greenlit Secret Invasion is anti-cocaine? I'm not buying it.
All right. Okay. Look. Let's check a few things out here real quick. Look, all right. When it came to the piece on the movie technically being before Logan, didn't we get some like multiverse like, you know, homework on that? Like as far as like how time works and all that kind of stuff. Wasn't there some? I mean, because he goes ahead of time and Logan's already dead in the beginning. Then he goes back to his timeline and that's still before Logan, the movie. So I couldn't he have just gone to a different moment in that time before Logan actually died. I guess it still wouldn't have worked for this type of story they want to tell, but still, there was a moment where I was like, he could have just gone earlier if he needed that particular Logan. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, so Loki talked about it. Wasn't there something about time being linear or something, or there's some kind of answer there? There is some kind of answer there. I'm pretty sure there is. There's some moments in this where I'm kind of like, look, are you reaching? Are you looking for some moments here just to make a joke? Yes. But there's also some moments here where it's like, well, all right, they did talk about the same thing from what I remember in the Spider-Man No Way Home honest trailer, about how a lot of these intros of classic characters won't hit as well on a rewatch. Same thing's going to be for this one. Like, it's just the way it is. Because of the way that it introduces them. I think that's what it is. If they maybe introduce them in a different way, probably would have been a little bit cooler. If it was like an actual action scene and they show up, that probably would have been a little bit better. But yeah, it was still pretty funny. Still pretty funny. I'm not pissed at it like I was with Loki. I will say that. So that part I'm okay with. but there's little aspects here or there where it's like, okay, now you're just being a little bit nitpicky. Also, when it came to, yeah, Chris, I'm with you there. I'm definitely with you there. The reason or the whole purpose of the cameos being here, it worked for what this story was trying to tell, and the fact that the Void was a part of it. And all these characters are there because they got sent to the Void for different reasons. In No Way Home, I still hate that Pete's friend, I can't remember his name, but Pete's friend was able to use a sling ring and summon the other Peter Parkers from the other universes. That I still hate that. I still hate that. It's cool with how it came because of the spell that that Doctor Strange did, that them getting there, but how they show up initially, I hated. Was it dope and exciting in the crowd? Yes, but like the parameters around it, I didn't really care for all that much. So that was just me. But yeah, no, it was oh no. This was still good. It was still good. I still enjoyed it. I'll give it to them. But overall, I do need you guys' thoughts in the comments below on this one. Again, it's going to be a versus when I'm putting this together with my original reaction to the pitch meeting for this. So be on the lookout for that if you haven't seen that one. So it'll still be fun. But I will say, I'm not as mad at Screen Junkies for how they put this together. Even though, again, a lot of the deep cuts in this one, people probably just didn't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people that probably didn't know that Channing Tatum was going to play Gambit at one point, unless you're watching, movie news and rumors and castings and all that kind of stuff. Probably had no clue. Still cool to see no matter what, but you probably just have no clue. And some of the dialogue and stuff. But Deadpool, this is a place for that. A Deadpool movie, this is a place for that because it's, he's breaking the fourth wall all the time. So it works in the context of this movie. I still think Deadpool 2 is a better movie because the plot of this one is just okay and the villain sucks, but that's Marvel. MCU Marvel. Fox Marvel has their moments, but Deadpool 2 I still think is a better movie overall. That's just me. So still fun. Let me see what I've missed here. Let's see. I didn't know Elektra from movies at all. I just heard the character from an old movie was going to be in it, so I knew to expect it. And the actress who played her, I got the Ben Affleck jokes. Yeah, those are funny. I do feel like they kind of went below the belt on Hugh Jackman getting divorced and needing to work, and that's the reason he's there. That was a little bit of a low blow. You liked Cassandra Nova? Okay, that's cool. I thought she was forgettable. It worked for what they were doing in this movie, but overall, pretty forgettable for me. Your theater was great, very hype. And you just saw it 2 weekends ago? Oh my God. See, I wish I was in your theater. I saw it like the Thursday after it came out on IMAX, and it was just me, my boss, and like maybe 12 people in the theater, and most of them were quiet. It was a little bit upsetting, just a little bit. So yeah, I could do for another experience if I could. I didn't know about Channing Tatum, but I was excited for Gambit. I haven't seen the Blade movies, but I knew about him, so it was still super cool. So yeah, that's dope. So you guys still had a good understanding. No, I haven't watched the Hishy for Deadpool and Wolverine. There's a couple on those, aren't there? There's a couple on those. Biggest gripes were with the worse than No Way Home and the blatant disregard of the nonlinear timeline logic from Loki, especially given the natural dying timeline that was given. Yeah. Again, I think No Way Home's overall story is kind of better, even though, I mean, the thing with No Way Home for Spider-Man is like a conversation would have fixed everything, but people weren't talking. And so that's why the story or the plot continues to move in different ways. So it was almost like he just figured Doctor Strange could not be reasoned with at all, which I just felt that was super unrealistic. And yeah, Doctor Strange has his moments and he's a little bit brash at times, but I thought like maybe if there was just one conversation, the movie's over. That's it. That's it. This one, I feel like, okay, they kind of set up things in a way where the plot had to roll, even though, again, he could have just gotten the Logan from a different time in that timeline, I feel. I don't know. And also a lot of it was just, it's a movie for fans. That's really just what it is. So going into it, you just know that it's like, okay, give me all the stuff I want to see. Like, that's pretty much it. Pretty much what it is. It's like a stand-up comic. You can't laugh at everything they say and just start booing them when you find one joke offensive. Yeah, although I enjoyed Deadpool 3, I still enjoy someone ripping it. Yeah, see? It's kind of how it is. That's how I see it. I see the same thing with like Cinema Sins and stuff too. Personally. Yeah, the Deadpool divorce joke was hilarious. Even the one that he did on Elektra. I thought those were great. So it was pretty funny. Wouldn't that result in a branch timeline if he got Logan from another point? I mean, yeah. Right? Technically. Wouldn't that do it anyway though? Or did after Loki season 2 that kind of changed things up a little bit now? Like that doesn't happen as much? Is that what it is? I don't know. I thought it would happen no matter what, the way that they set up things in Loki. But I mean, even with what they set up in Deadpool and Wolverine with the whole, you have a anchor being, now that starts a whole thing. Because they save themselves by saying that timeline, it won't like disintegrate or go away for like thousands of years. So Earth 616 is fine for a while. But now it's like, okay, well now we know timelines that lose their anchor being will eventually cease to exist after so many thousands of years. Now that's a thing. Will they ever come back to it? Will it ever come back up? Or is it just a one-off thing that they put in Deadpool where they're like, oh, we don't mind you doing it here, but we're never going to use this or talk about this again. That's a part 2. I'm wondering, like, is that how that will go down? Because I thought it was interesting that they did that. Because now I'm like, okay, well, who are the anchor beings in the other universes? Is it Iron Man in most of them? Is it Doctor Strange in some? Is it Wanda in some? Like, how does that work? Is it Reed Richards in another universe? How does that go? I guess the real question is, was Tony Stark 616's anchor being? 616's anchor being. I feel like he had to be. I almost feel like he had to be. That's my vote. That's my vote. Because that's immediately where I went with it. I was like, oh, he had to be, right? Would it be Wolverine for somebody else? I don't know. Random, what's up? The Moon Knight Australia had a line that killed me, talking about the character being unknown or random, saying Marvel is scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, I do remember that. But that was a good show. I want a season 2. They're tripping if they don't do one. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's see. Let's check out. That Wolverine was in 10050 or whatever they designated it as. Oh, as far as the timeline, I can't remember what number it was. I cannot remember. I just feel like they brought something up that I feel they'll never use again. As far as the anchor being, I feel like that's never going to come up again. I could be wrong, but it to me, it felt like the way that they brought it up and then also kind of gave it this little, but thousands of years is kind of how that'll happen. That I feel like they're just never going to bring it up because we don't have to worry about it now. We saved ourselves where we don't have to really bring this up. Okay, so Logan was from that timeline. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like for it to be a thing. I think it'd be cool to kind of know who is our anchor being. I feel like it's Tony. I mean, because who else? Really? Maybe Spider-Man, but I feel like it's Tony. That makes the most logical sense to me. All right. Let's again, this is a movie. I do not care about spoilers. If you do care about spoilers, I want to get out of here for a minute, but we're gonna check out this pitch meeting for Megalopolis because I don't care. I don't. I have not seen the movie, and I don't care. I hope he has a "I don't care" catchphrase in this one. That'd be pretty dope. Yeah, you agree. Anchor beings may not come up again. Yeah, they may write it off as the anchor beings coming from far in the future. Possibility. Devin Rucker, what's up? First live. You're one. I'm one of the reasons you started making content. That is pretty dope. Seriously? Really? That's so cool. It's so cool. If your YouTube channel is your name, I'm gonna check it out. Random question: do you like comics? If so, I highly recommend the Wolverine comic illustrated by Mike Mignola. I've seen that come up a few times as far as his illustrations, but I don't think I have any. I have some Wolverine comics, really some old man Wolverine comics, and I haven't even read them yet. So, Wolverine Jungle Adventures. I need to copy that. I gotta check that out. I have not. I have Wolverine comics. I have a whole little thing full of comics, a number that I have not read yet. I've been mostly into, what's the word? I can't even think of the word, but more of the author owned comics. Like I like a lot of Mark Miller stuff. I've read most of his stuff so far. I'm on MPH right now. So I'm trying to get more of those for that run, more issues for that run. Self-published. Oh, thank you, Steve. Jeez. Self-published. I like more self-published published stuff. More because it doesn't have so many like ads in there. It's just a straight comic book. It's a story. I'm done. It's good. But Mark Miller, I like a lot of his stuff. So that's what I've been mostly checking out. But I'll check that out. Wolverine Jungle Adventures. I'll look into it. Thanks, Devin. Thank you. That's cool. Welcome back, W. Hansen. Welcome back. There was a moment in the pitch meeting that made me semi-interested in seeing the movie just to see what he's actually talking about and how it plays out and if it's decent or just bad. It sounded like an interesting idea, at least. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're about to find out, though. We're about to find out. Is Batman the DC Universe's anchor being? I feel like he probably would be. Chris, you think it'd be Superman? You think it'd be Superman? I mean, it'd be one of them. What if it's Wonder Woman? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let me get this out of the way. All right, cool. Let's check out the Megalopolis pitch meeting again. I have not seen Wong as the MCU's anchor being. It could be Wong, or it could be what was her name? Madison. I think Madison is the anchor being for the MCU, or She-Hulk. It's Blank Man, Damon Wayans showing up. Gus is the anchor being for DC. Oh God, no! Please no. Oh shoot. Gus Gorman. All right, let's check out the Megalopolis pitch meeting. I wonder if Honest Trailers will do one day, but I'm sure they're gonna. So I'm sure there'll be a versus for this one of these days. I haven't done the versus in a while, so it'll be coming. All right, let's get into it.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's called Megalopolis. What kind of dinosaur is that? Is that going to go up against Megashark? Actually, Megalopolis is the name of a futuristic utopian city. Oh, well, the shark's going to win that fight, no problem. There's no shark, sir. The movie follows an architect named Caesar Catalina in New Rome. New Rome, huh? What's that? That's New York, but sometimes things are ancient Rome themed. Gotcha. So Caesar's discovered this new building material called Megalon that he wants to use to build Megalopolis. Right. Also, he can stop time. That's an ability that he has. Oh, so this is like a superhero movie, kinda. No, that's a metaphor, you dummy, or an analogy, or it's not, or it is real. Does it affect the plot? Does anything? Okay. Okay. I am confused. That makes sense. That'll probably happen a lot. It? Okay. So anyway, Caesar has this mistress.
I'll be honest. When I saw that in the trailer that he could start and stop time, I was like, oh, so this is like can be some kind of action adventure type deal, and that's, I mean, just based on the trailer. After it kept going, I was like, okay, that's not what's happening here, but it's cool.
And her name is Wow Platinum. Oh, wow. Wow. That's right. Nailed it. So she actually is going to end up marrying Crassus, who's Caesar's rich uncle. Got it? Okay. And Crassus has a grandson, Claudio, who's Caesar's cousin, and also wants money and power like Wow Platinum. Claudio. All right. And he parties with Julia, who's the daughter of the mayor Cicero, who's the enemy of Caesar Catalina. I think I'm following you, but I cannot confidently say so. This is like the easy to follow stuff right now. Oh my God. So anyway, Cicero's daughter, Julia, starts talking to Caesar, but he's not interested at first because she's a party girl. Okay. He freaking tells her he has no interest in talking to people who can't converse about science and literature and politics. Being the Jaden Smith of your generation is tight. But she tells him that she saw him freeze time as he was leveling this building. So he's like, so you're able to see my power. That is for real. But no, it is, metaphorically speaking, you can see that I can do that.
What's he searching?
Sir?
Is he searching something? Or?
Oh, sorry. Sir, I think this is kind of important stuff I'm talking about here. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I agree. It definitely seems like you think that. Okay, thank you. Because we're talking about philosophy here. Oh, we are? How so? By having the characters straight up quote philosophers at each other from time to time. That works. God. So now it's time for a famous virgin to dance and sing at a wedding. What? Yeah, everybody's going to gather at Wow and Crassus's wedding, and this virgin teenage pop star is going to perform, and meanwhile, Caesar's going on a bender. Oh, he is? Yeah, this freaking Caesar Catalina guy, he's drinking alcohol, mixing that with hard drugs. This freaking Caesar guy sounds like a Catalina wine mixer. Exactly, so he's going around like, whoa! And there'll be colors, and that'll go on for some time. Well, okay, then. But then Claudio arranges for this video of Caesar hooking up with that pop star to play on all the screens in this building. Oh, sneaky. Yeah, so Caesar gets arrested, but then we find out that it was a deep fake video, and the girl wasn't even a minor, so it's like, it's all good now. Oh, so that problem's immediately resolved? Yes, sir. We're frequently going to present problems that are then solved within a couple of minutes. Like at a certain point, Caesar loses his time powers. Oh, yeah? Yeah, and then shortly after, they come back, so that's all good now. Well, good. Oh, and a satellite's going to crash into the city. Oh, no. Yeah, so that'll be referenced for a few minutes. Sure, that may as well happen. It will. And then I was thinking we have this press conference scene, but the person that Caesar's talking to is actually in the theater with the audience. What? Just in the room with everybody, talking to the screen for a...
Okay, so that actually happened. I read about this particular part in the movie, where it's almost like you're kind of a part of the movie almost. Like I heard about this. And I'm hearing also that it probably didn't work all that well.
Moment, and then Caesar answers that person. I think we should do that. So that seems like a logistical nightmare. Yeah. And it won't add much of anything, but
waiting.
Oh, I don't know. I got nothing. I was hoping you would fill in that. Okay, yeah, no, I got nothing. Then Caesar gets shot in the face by a child.
What?
Oh my God, so he dies? Nah, he's all right. Oh, it must be hard to survive being shot in the face. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, because see that Megalon stuff that he discovered? That's able, you can rebuild your face with that, and your eyeball, and your brain, and a dog's leg at a certain point. What is going on? Don't worry about it. So that assassin's dog's leg at a certain point. What is going on? Don't worry about it. So that assassination attempt thing is resolved almost immediately. Yeah, now you're getting it. I don't think that I am. Anyway, so then Wow Platinum starts
No.
hooking up with her nephew Claudio to try to get him to convince his grandfather to give him the company so she could then take the money and give it to Caesar to make Megalopolis.
Yeah, he's out.
Sure,
He's out.
sorry.
He's
But then
gone.
Wow and Claudio walk into Crassus's bedroom, and he's got like this
Texting
little
someone.
crotch bump going on under his sheets, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think of this boner I got?" Oh my God!
What?
And it wasn't a boner; it was a tiny bow and arrow, and he uses that to kill Wow Platinum, and then to shoot Claudio in the buttocks. Hey, I gotta ask, are you okay? Me? Yeah, you all good? You doing all right?
The face.
Megalopolis. Okay, so then Crassus gives the money to Caesar to build Megalopolis, and this place is great. It has these sidewalks that you stand on, and they just move like you don't even have to walk. So we're really going to
my
focus
God.
on that. Those already exist. Those are in every airport. He has a little baby with Julia. Sure, okay. And now the baby can stop time too,
He's
or
gone.
not. And then we're done. What do you think? Well, to be honest,
baby
it
can
sounds a
do it
little
too?
unhinged and crazy. Just so crazy it might work. No.
No, absolutely not. What? Francis Ford Coppola's self-funded sci-fi epic makes back less than 5% of budget in box office debut. Yikes. I mean, and from what I understand too, Francis Ford Coppola, he took like $100 million from his wine business. Some business that he's a part of. He took like $100 million from that to self-fund this. And this is what he put out there. So it's funny that a lot of the things I've read on this movie actually do happen, which is kind of crazy. Again, this is one that I will watch eventually. I'm not paying to go see this in the theaters. I was trying to see it early screening, that didn't work out. But yeah, no, that's no. I can't spend money on this. I will on Joker too, just because like, one, I'm a DC fan. I want to see kind of where they go with this, and you know, there's some creative aspects in it that I've been hearing about that I want to experience for myself. So I'm okay with that. This one just sounds like a train wreck from the jump, and a lot of the clips I've seen too didn't pull me outside the trailer. The clips just looked really bad. So no, I am good. Is this the Room of our generation? Could this be that? Is it that bad? some of the acting and some of these looked really bad. What is going on? John Burns. Thanks for the 279 Canadian. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. This was an interesting pitch meeting, or not. I think again, it makes for a really good pitch meeting. It makes for a really good pitch meeting. So that I'm happy for, which I had a feeling once I was hearing a lot of things. I think the Joker 2 pitch meeting, whenever he does that, which will probably be this week, I think that's gonna be the same deal, just from things I'm hearing. But I want to watch that movie to get my own view on that. Really, at the end of the day, that's my thought. But just the story aspect of this, weird. All the characters, and he said that's the easiest part to kind of follow because it gets crazier, and it clearly did. This is obviously a passion project, and to be in a place too, I will say this, to be in a place where you can just kind of get the money to do whatever you want to do, kudos to him. I can't fault him for that, you know. But also, does something like this tarnish his legacy? There's that aspect of it. Will that kind of be a conversation? Does doing this passion project mess up kind of the things that you've done? Are people going to start to remember more of The Godfather 3 and this than, 1 and 2 and Bram Stoker's Dracula, all that kind of stuff? Is that kind of where it's going to go? I don't know. I wonder. But again, this is one that I will watch. I'm just not going to go to the theaters to see it. Maybe I would rent it, maybe, but for sure I want to wait to see what it's going to be on for streaming because I don't know who's picking this up. Could it be on Netflix? Will they pick it up? Who knows? Does it have enough talk around it where they'd be like, I think people, they hate this enough to hate watch it, so let's get it on Netflix. Or is it going to be Amazon? I need to find out like who is possibly going to have this. It's going to be on there sooner than later because it didn't make back much of its budget. So it's going to be on streaming pretty quick. That's how they've been doing this lately. We've seen it. So that's kind of how it's going to go. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Zakata, what's up? Yeah, so we talked about Agatha all along earlier. Talked about the Penguin episode 3. We watched the Deadpool and Wolverine Honest trailer. It's funny. Just watched the Megalopolis pitch meeting. Hilarious. I think I caught you up. That's pretty much it. He sold off most of his wine business. Okay, so it was a wine business. All right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That being the theater thing at least intrigued me. I'm just curious what that means exactly. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I'd be like, I wonder. I kind of want to see this in theaters just to see how that plays out. But I'm like, oh no, I'll just get it from watching it at home. I'm sure it'll be the same deal. Imagine Francis Ford Coppola making The Room of this generation. I don't know. I just feel, based on things I've seen already of clips from the movie and then things I'm hearing about, I feel like it might be the case. Strange universe we're in. Since Lady Gaga is in the movie, does she sing Joker Face? Oh, God. Poker Face? Joker Face? Maybe. John Burns with another 279 Canadian. Hey, man. I'd love to see Francis act in his The Room. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Caesar. That's how he would say. Man, that was rough. That was rough. No, John, I appreciate you. That's awesome. Thank you so much. He made more money with his winery business than his movies. He can do whatever he wants with his alcohol money. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where it's at. That's why I'm like, kind of where it's at. You gotta remember, writer guy is a figment of producer guy's imagination, so producer guy is questioning the sanity of someone he's imagining. Is that pretty much how it's going at this point? Has that been confirmed? Has it? In which pitch meeting was that confirmed? I'd like to know. And I kind of want to see it only because of where. Okay, yeah, that's right. How can it be a logistical nightmare if it's just not just a silhouette like other movies do? It's driving me crazy. So you're really thinking about it now. You're really thinking about it now. Wait, Batman '89, was that the one? Was there something about like? Why do I not remember that? Why can't I remember that? I gotta pull it up and check it too. The Coven Head, yay, you made it. You're here. What's up? You're in the place to be. Oh, thanks. Nice mug. Yeah, thank you. It's actually says take care of yourself. It's a good one. I don't like this because I have to put 2 fingers in there. Like I like to normally use just one, and it's like I feel like I'll drop it. It's a nice one. It's not even my mug. It's my wife's. But she made some coffee for me in this one, so I like it. So yeah, I'll say that to you guys. Hey, why don't you guys take care of yourself? It's important. It's important. There was a pitch meeting where it's revealed he's talking to an empty room. What? Okay, I gotta look for this. Was it a situation where there was like a gas in the place? Didn't like a janitor or somebody come in? Now I'm mixing certain ones up though. I'm kind of going crazy. Fuzzy Outer Paws, thanks man. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Answer the video game call. Again, I love this shirt. It's one of my favorites. I get a lot of compliments on this shirt. Wait, if writer guy's a figment of producer guy's imagination, what happened in the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer where white co-producer came in? Some Inception level stuff? I mean, it could be. That's the thing I was going to say. There's been some moments where other people have shown up and they've talked to other people. I mean, I can't go off of him, producer guy making calls, because that could happen. But I remember writer guy coming in and like actually talking to people, or people coming in and writer guy talking to them. I don't know. I gotta check it out now. He's got a, yeah. Gotta check it out. Check it out. Heard about the narrator of Dragon Ball. Was that the, I think I saw Tyrone Magnus's video on that. I'm like, man, all these Dragon Ball, or, you know, deaths with people related to Dragon Ball. It sucks. It does suck. No, I haven't watched the Deadpool and Wolverine How It Should Have Ended yet. I have not. Because they have that. They also have like the Inside Deadpool one, which is like a Inside Out parody. I haven't seen that, but I saw the thumbnail for that one. So I'd have to check that one out too. But yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet. You'll find it. It was something about his doctor saying the world. Oh, he would experience hallucinations when the camera cuts to right guy and no one is in the chair. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Remind me, because now I'm like, hold on. No, I haven't watched any Viva La Dirt League Tech Town videos yet. I have not. It's been a minute since I've watched Viva La Dirt League again. Since I watched like, what was it? I think Epic NPC Man 14. So I still have some ways to go on that. I need to incorporate the Tech Town ones though. They've done a lot of those. So like there's a number of those. And then there's the PUBG ones and stuff, which I want to start playing PUBG. I think I've been watching videos on it lately, and I think I just want something different than Warzone. So watching some of their PUBG stuff will be pretty cool too. While I kind of get into that. So we'll see. It's in the works. People are still watching that Home Alone versus I did a few years back. Jeez. It's pretty cool. What? Oh, why do they keep, what's all the, who's this Jack Doherty guy? Keep seeing this guy pop up on my timeline about him like crashing a McLaren. I'm like, who even is this? I don't know who they're talking about. I don't know. CM Punk's in a movie? That's crazy. Let's see. Oh wow, that's a short one. I do need to catch up on this Ryan George little psychic video because I haven't seen that yet. Check that out. Let's give it a look. Prank YouTuber who thinks prank means arrest-worthy harassment. Ah, okay. That's why I don't know who he is. I'm like, who is this guy? Who's this kid? Am I supposed to care? Like, what's going on here? You're eating cookies and cream and chocolate chip cookie dough with chocolate chips. Delicious. That sounds like a lot of cookie extravaganza there. Your local station's weather ticker sounds like the sound an airplane makes when there's an announcement. Where are you? You're not in Florida, are you? UPF Sonic, are you in Florida? Anybody in Florida watching? Are you safe if you are? I hope so. There's a lot going on over there right now. Arkansas, okay, good. You're good. Good. Oh, let me pull this one up here. We can check this out too. Pause. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. My Ryanverse theory is 90s guy doesn't actually die horrifically. Time traveling reporter guy is just his future self playing a long con. Is that his way to get back? Watch the Rich Holmes video on his other channel. Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. I haven't checked that out yet. I want to watch this psychic one. We're gonna watch the psychic one. How psychics argue. The thumbnail itself was hilarious, so I was like, I gotta watch this one. And it's a relatively short one. And then I do want to. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to check out the How It Should Have Ended. Those normally do better as like recorded videos for the most part. I will say most recently How It Should Have Ended like hits a little bit better. The early stuff is not that great. but it does hit better. That's one reason I don't really include them in versus videos. I mean, I guess I could include that one. We'll see. Yeah, let's see. All right. Has he done a recent 90s video? I don't think he's done a recent one, has he? It's the 90s. We'll have to see. Oh, hey, give me like a give me some horror short film videos to check out if you've seen any recently, if you're into that. 'Cause I'm gonna get kind of a slew of them together myself. I may even try to check one out in a minute. I just went through over the last 3 days, all of the VHS movies. I watched 1, 2, and Viral, but I was behind on 94, 99, 85, and the newest one, which was Beyond, VHS Beyond. So over the last 3 days, I just watched them all. I'm going to do a ranking video on them. If you've checked them out, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm like, what you think of the VHS franchise. Do you like found footage horror? Do you hate it? Why? I like found footage horror. And all these movies were kind of like hit or miss in different ways. But it's but I did a whole little ranking. I'm gonna put a video together on that. Actually, I enjoyed most of them. Viral and 99. I can't remember. It was a couple of them where I was like, I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. They don't feel as needlessly toxic as Honest Trailers sometimes. That's true. I mean, I feel like with Hiji, like they're just having fun. That I will say. They just feel like they're having fun. Oh, Key and Peele Halloween, where Key dresses MJ. Yeah, I have seen that. I think I even did a reaction to that. I don't know if it's on here or if it's on the backup channel. I'll have to check. But yeah, I did a reaction to that. I know it's a member video. I know that. I want to say I put it out to everybody. I'm not sure. You can always tell if a certain jaded person is writing an Honest Trailer. That's the truth. That is the truth. But, it is what it is. All right, let's see. You actually own a bunch of actual VHS horror. Horror is the best for that granny old school look. Yeah. Yeah, I think and that's considered like analog horror. I think that works real well. It's just sometimes it can get a little hard to see certain things. Kind of like a Blair Witch Project kind of situation, which I love that movie too. There's moments with even these VHS movies, but even just analog horror, like period. There's moments where you can't really see much, and I get it. The mystery of what you're looking at, or not being able to see everything, and the mysteriousness of it, it helps from a horror angle. Sometimes I actually want to see what's going on. I still want the visual, mostly of what's happening. And when it's like so grainy and it's moving a whole lot, it's a little bit annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. It might be out there. I gotta double check. I know it was a member video for a long time, and then I think I put it out. I'm not 100%, but I think I did. I'm behind. TVA timelines are like film universe metaphors. Every film series that doesn't continue gets pruned. Thus, through chronologically, Logan has not happened. By film release, it did happen. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. That's kind of cool. Oh, you didn't know Logan was in the future? Yeah. It was like, what, 2029? Is what it was? And I think in the MCU, we're in, what, 2025 or 2026 now in the MCU. So like we're leading towards that year. Certain analog horrors are super effective and others are more or less the same distorted face, sharp teeth jump scare. Yeah, that happens. But I like it when the story is actually good. I'm going to go over that when I do the review or my ranking of all the movies. Because certain entries in the franchise, for VHS at least, the stories were actually really good. Maybe not as scary necessarily, but the stories were cool, and you felt connected to the characters enough to want them to get through this horrific situation they're in. But when the story sucks, then it's like, can we get to the next one? That's kind of where I am on those. So yeah, but no, I'll get into that. Hopefully it'll come out later this week. Hopefully, that's the plan. All right, let's check this one out. How psychics argue. How psychics argue. It's a short one, less than 2 minutes. I'm sorry, less than 3 minutes. So let's check this one out.
Welcome, young traveler, to my divination den.
lightning.
Hey, it's okay, man. You don't have to do that mystical, performative stuff. Oh, word? I'm actually a psychic, too, as you can see from my one earring. Oh, a fellow fortune teller. I
What?
knew that, actually. And you came here today because, well, you see, I have a big decision coming
how they
up.
do
I
it.
know. Okay, great. So you already know I've been in a passionate romance with your daughter for the past 2 years, and I just can't decide if I want to marry her or not.
What?
Yes, I did know that. Great. So I was thinking maybe we pull the cards of
Yes.
destiny, see what they have to say. Are you good? Yes. Did you not know about your daughter and I? Yes. Looking at your crystal ball, it seems like there's some nervous energy in the room. Probably
Oh,
just
no.
a smudge. No, it definitely shows somebody sobbing like a baby in 5 minutes, and it sure ain't gonna be me. Okay, tough guy, this is an advanced crystal ball, all right? You probably don't even know how to read it. Was that the 2024 model? Because I already predicted that. Actually, it's the
2024.
2027 model. I got it early. Yeah, right, you got it early. I built it from scratch because I see the future so far that I knew. Okay, well then maybe you saw this coming. Oh, okay, I know what's happening here. How do you mean? You never met my daughter. You're just trying to
God.
out-psychic me. You're only just now realizing that. Actually, I knew it yesterday. I knew you'd say that. God, he's good. You know, I'm starting to think the rumors about you are true. What rumors? Not that I don't know the rumors already. I just mean which ones specifically. People are saying you're a fraud, that you don't actually have any powers.
Which
Where'd you
ones?
hear that? Your magic 8-ball? Why don't you shut up and read my future? See if I still think you're ugly tomorrow. Look, why are you doing this? You know these sessions are $200 an hour, right? Oh. Yes. All right, so hand me the cash and scram. Actually, I buried the money. No, you didn't. Somewhere
Oh,
outside
God.
this building. Shouldn't take you too long if you're actually a good psychic. All right, let me just check with my sixth sense real quick. It says you're a dirty liar. Hey, can we pause and talk about this lightning storm real quick? Crazy lightning today. Crazy lightning, and they said it would be sunny. Hey, look, what are we doing here? We both know this psychic stuff is fake. Yeah. I've known it all along. You and I should be working together to scam people out of their money, not turning our fake
Working
powers
together.
against each other. You know what?
Working
You're right. This is
together.
all, what's the word, stupid? I was gonna say dumb. See, mind reading's impossible, so let's just be friends. Yeah. You know what? I think I'd like
God.
that. Maybe a team up of some kind. Yeah, you know, maybe something where we can be wrong all the time and still keep our jobs. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Meteorologist.
No, I have no idea. Gotcha. I have a scam idea for us, though. Oh, great.
I knew it. They're gonna be meteorologists. Yeah.
And
Right?
the rest of today looks completely sunny, so get your sunglasses out,
That
folks. I was
earring.
just thinking the same thing. No ominous lightning storms at all. Hi there.
Just the fact once he said a way where we can keep our jobs and be wrong all the time and to rely, whatever the case. Meteorologists. That's where that was going. That's literally where that whole sketch was going. To talk about meteorology being a scam. These guys have jobs. They're on TV. Even to some degree, celebrities. In some degree. And here they are. Still doing their thing. Wrong mostly all the time. It's hilarious. John with another $6.99. Come on, bro. Sunday is Thanksgiving in Canada, created when Samuel de Champlain observed indigenous in Quebec. Is it Quebec? I think I used to say Quebec, but it's Quebec, right? Eat food including cranberries. French observers. Oh God, did it like go? Hold on, let me, guys. Did it not put it all in there? I have to look at it a different way. The French observe. This was as of 1600. Oh man. Quebec. John will correct me. But thanks, John. Thank you, John. Thank you. That's so cool. Yeah, I like how this turned into a dig at meteorologists, specifically the ones on TV. There's some good ones on YouTube. Like my wife has watched one or a few on YouTube, and they're actually really good. Normally on point. These ones on TV, whew. Unless you live in a place where it's like, oh, it's always sunny and 95, like whatever. If you're like in Vegas, it's pretty easy. Like, how do you mess that up? But like here in Texas, the weather does whatever it wants. I don't know why we have meteorologists in Texas. It makes no sense. Like, the weather literally does whatever it wants. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day. Starts to rain randomly. We get the freeze thing happening every February. That kind of does its own thing as far as the timing of how it's going to go. So yeah, I don't know, but this was good. I love it when he does certain sketches and it turns into something totally different from what you think it's going to be. But he's making fun of psychics and he's making fun of meteorologists. That was dope. I love that. I love that. That was so funny. Oh man. You've always heard it said as Quebec. Like I said before, Quebec. I don't know. I really am not sure. I remember hearing Ryan say it a couple times, Ryan George say it a couple times, but it was like in a funny way. So I was like, that's not how it's said. Can't be. It can't be. Right? Ryan Hall's a good YouTube weather channel. Yeah, there's some good YouTube ones out there. The TV ones, I mean, you never know what you're really going to get. I wanted the weather over here to start actually feeling like fall, and Mother Nature compensated by making the mornings freezing cold and the rest of the day late August temps. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like we don't really get much of a fall here, really. Like, it's summer. You get maybe like a week or to 2 weeks of it, and then it's just kind of into a wintry feel. It doesn't really get cold until like January, really, but still. Don't remember if I asked this or not, but have you watched anything on Ryan's second channel yet? Yeah, I mean, one. I think I watched one, at least on the live. And I watched his editing video, but that wasn't a reaction. That was just all my own type of thing. I can start to add that in the mix. Like, this luxury home one looks kind of cool. The ones where it's more like behind the scenes stuff, I like those. I don't know. I might not always do that as a reaction. Like the editing one I didn't do as a reaction, but I really enjoyed it to see some of his process. He didn't go deep into it like I thought he would. I was hoping he would, I guess. But it was still cool. Oh, you're in Las Vegas. It's still 100 degrees in October. Yep. Had 111 days over 100 degrees this year, apparently. Fuzzy, I'm envious of you because I kind of wish we were in Vegas right now. We want to go back. Don't know if that will ever happen at this point, but I think God's got some other plans for us. Yeah, if I could go back today, I would go back to live in Vegas. We were there for 6 years. We loved it. And now we're here in Texas. Which a lot of times I feel was a mistake. But we're here. Making the most of it. Yeah. At your college, scientists had a grant to study science denialism among TV meteorologists. And it is very high. Wow. I was in Washington in a month and they never got the weather right. Yeah. Recommendations. Riff Tracks make fun of Blockbusters 2. They did Mystery Science Theater 3000. Oh, yeah. They're on YouTube just in case you want ideas. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't watched any of their stuff on YouTube. Mystery Science Theater, I remember. Some people wish for colder weather, and I'm just dreading it because I get cold easily. Especially when it starts dropping in December or January. Heat is uncomfortable, but cold makes me miserable. I prefer the heat, personally. One, just because I don't like the snow. But I'm at a place now where I could go on like a ski trip or something. I'd be okay with it. Or sledding. It's been long enough. But I don't prefer the cold. No. I prefer the heat. That's just me. And that's just me. But yeah. Let's go back. Let's see. Oh, man. I got a lot of wrestling stuff on my timeline. I will check that out later. You feel mature that you enjoy talking about the weather on here. It's all because of Ryan. He brought it up. He's the one making fun of meteorologists. He makes it work. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I like how you went about that. Off the Grid. That's a new game. Oh, I think I just downloaded that. Off the Grid. Where's this other video I was trying to look for? Oh my goodness. Okay, that's gonna be weird. Yeah, let me find this here. Sweet. But yeah, I mean, outside of VHS, right? Anybody watching anything horror related this month? Anybody catching up on stuff? Let me know, because I'm kind of focusing on, as far as movies I'm watching on streaming anyway, it's almost all going to be horror this month. Also, has anybody watched Grimm, the TV show? Grimm? I think it's on Peacock. It used to be on NBC. Never watched it before. It sounds kind of cool. I'm always interested in, like, you know, scary TV shows. I feel like it's not really scary, but maybe the story is kind of cool. Yeah, I went through VHS, so I'm done with that. Now I'm trying to figure out what's going to be next. I got a lot of stuff on Shudder, which I guess let me talk about that real quick, because I did a poll the other day. Let me pull it up here. Community. Yeah, here we go. I did a poll the other day, and it seemed that a lot of you guys didn't know what Shudder is, as you can see here. 67%, 769 votes. 67% of people said, "What's Shudder?" Like, they had no idea. And I put a little post in there, just like a comment to someone asking what it was. And a number of you that said no, but only 10% said, "Yep, they watch on Shudder." Shudder is a horror-only streaming service, and I love it. There's a lot that I still haven't seen on there, but let's do like that. But I really, really love it. But yeah, as you can see, it's a whole lot of, like, I watched most of the VHS movies are on here. I started watching Evil Dead 2 the other night. Just got to finish that because I've actually never watched that, or Army of Darkness. I know, me. There's a whole lot of good stuff on here. Late Night with the Devil, which is pretty cool. This one here, stop motion, the trailer is way better than the movie. The movie is boring. Whoa. So boring. Blood Machines is pretty dope. Even though I finished it, I don't know why that's still showing in here. I've watched that whole thing. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff in here. They got pretty much all the Friday the 13th movies on here except Jason X. They don't have that. Let me move this over here. Ba-boom. I guess I could bring this up here. Yeah, but it's a whole lot of different movies they have on here. Yeah, you thought Shudder was pretty well known. I thought so too. But a lot of people on that particular poll had no idea what it was. But yeah, it's a lot of cool movies on here. They even have them like kind of split up between different themes or categories. They got a lot of old stuff. Starry Eyes, that was actually pretty good. It felt like an indie flick. Like, I think there was a Kickstarter for that one, so it felt very small, but that one was actually pretty cool. Still haven't seen It Follows. That's on here. So they've got like some bigger budget stuff, and then there's a lot of small budget things on here. They got the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, which I have never seen. But some of these I have seen. House of a Thousand Corpses, 31. So I think there's even like a whole Rob Zombie related like section. All Hallows Eve. They got Terrifier on here, I believe. Not the sequel, because that's on Amazon Prime. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here that they have. So like if you have a horror fix, like you really want to get your horror fix, even just getting this for a month is dope. It's only like $6, I think, $6 or $7. And so I keep adding a lot of different things to my to my watch list. Like Speak No Evil, this is the original. This is the one that just came out with James McAvoy. That's a remake of this one. Oddity just recently, that was in theaters like a couple months ago. So that's out there. So yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff. This one in the Violent Nature. This one was cool. It's slow, but it was cool. Think of like, I guess my head's in the way. Oh, and my chair's in the way. Now let me go this way. Let me put it up there. Boom, there we go. This one right here. Yeah, the Violent Nature. That one's like, think of like if Jason, like Friday the 13th, but you're watching the movie from Jason's perspective as he's walking around and getting his kills and all that kind of stuff. It's from the supernatural killer's perspective. It was actually pretty creative. And there's a kill in there that is brutal. Most of them are good, but like there's one especially like you won't forget it. But yeah, this one's cool. It's actually a pretty cool setup as far as like how that works. So if you're into horror, I definitely do suggest it. There's a whole lot on there that is worth it. They even have that Nicolas Cage Arcadian movie on there. That was a Shudder movie, which I didn't know. So there's a lot of Shudder exclusives they have. Maybe didn't do well in theaters, but you know, it's on there. Bat with the $9.99. Hey, thank you. See what you got. I've watched a lot of your content a couple years now, and it's been fun sharing laughs with you, brother. Keep trucking, buddy. You have an infectious laugh. Wish you were my neighbor. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Thank you so much. First super on the live stream. First super chat. Shout out to Bat. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, it's been kind of crazy knowing like a lot of you have been watching for like 2-3 years, whatnot. It's been kind of crazy. Some like 4. I think we just recently hit 4 years doing this. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. A little crazy to hear, but still really cool. So no, I appreciate the $9.99. That's awesome. Thank you so much. So yeah, hopefully that kind of like, you know, gives you some more information on Shudder. And obviously I know there's like a lot of streaming services out there, obviously. Like everybody's trying to have their own streaming service. Some that don't work, some that do. But from a cost perspective, if you're a horror fan, Shudder is definitely the way to go. Can you find certain things on like Amazon, on Netflix? Yeah, obviously they all have their horror, you know, sections or categories. That's fine too. If you already have it, then you're in a good spot. But I think Shudder is cool because a lot of their exclusives don't show up anywhere else, or you have to rent it, you know, where it's already on here. You have full access to it. Like VHS Beyond came out on the 4th, and I thought it was actually really good. There's actually a couple of cameos in there that you'd be aware of if you watch these YouTube channels like Corridor Digital. They show up in there. Alana Pierce, she worked for IGN at one point. She has her own channel. I think it's called Charlene Nazard, something like that. But she's like in the gaming community. She's in there as an actress. And so it was kind of cool to see that, see some familiar faces, but that one was actually really good. But again, be on the lookout for that when I put that video out. It's my VHS ranking. If you're into horror and you want to check it out, see my thoughts. That's going to be coming out pretty soon. So yeah, it was cool. I'll probably put out like a poll, or not a poll, but like a post just asking for you guys to give me horror shorts that you want to see my reaction to. We'll definitely do that like next week and just throughout the month. I got a few myself, but I do want to see like if you guys have some that I'm not aware of, because there's like so many. One, there's just so many short films, period, but there's a lot of like horror short films out there that are really cool. And I just want to be scared. VHS, those movies are like, they're cool. They're very creative. They're inventive in how they go about things, but they're not always like scary. I haven't been scared in a long time. It's been a long time since I've been like legitimately watched something and was scared. So I'd love to see something, if you guys have a short film or something, or even like movies, you know, that you think will be good for me to watch and check out and do reviews on, as far as horror this month. Let me know, because I want to be scared. And I don't know, maybe it could be that I'm just desensitized so much that it would take so much for me. And my wife, she's shaking her head. She's going, yep. Sorry, she's nodding her head. Thank you. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just too desensitized where nothing Nothing really can do it. Maybe I have to start going to like horror, not horror, like haunted houses. Maybe that's the what I gotta start doing to get it. I don't know. Mission: find something that scares Mike. Got it. Yes, Chris, come on, help me out. Hook me up. Haunted houses do help. I don't really like haunted houses all that much, but
That's what you need.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. That'll give me the fix that I'm looking for. Favorite decade of horror movies and favorite all time, or at least top 3 you could rewatch. I could probably do that. The Thing is one of my favorites. The Thing is good. As Above, So Below on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there, but that's where I watched it. I really love that one. There was actually a short in one of the VHS entries that reminded me of As Above, So Below a little bit in a different way, but it was pretty cool. I mean, if I were to go with like a favorite decade for horror, it'd probably be the 80s. I feel like that's when it was like 70s and 80s is kind of like when it was at its peak, to be honest. If I'm thinking of movies like The Exorcist and stuff like that. So that's probably where I would go more towards. So when I watch movies that give me that feeling of that decade, I really enjoy them. And the 80s definitely give me, the feeling from just with how the analog horror kind of goes. It gives me that 80s vibe. If you could watch Hereditary and not feel awful, you were desensitized. All right, well then I guess I am. Hereditary was really good, and I didn't feel awful. I was in it. I thought the story was pretty cool. Midsommar probably did me more than that. Like, I feel like I like that movie more than Hereditary. Midsommar was like shock inducing in a lot of different ways. So I really love that movie. I enjoy it. I watched it like 2 or 3 times. But that one's crazy. That one's crazy. It's like a horror Wizard of Oz almost. Again, I watched that one before I watched Hereditary. I watched Hereditary again after watching Midsommar, and I liked Midsommar more. Hereditary, but again, Hereditary was good. It was good. I just didn't like it as much. Still very dark. Both movies still very dark. But Ari Aster, I like his movies. Robert Eggers too. Like, they're 2 of the top dogs right now, I think, in the horror realm. Even though obviously Jordan Peele is definitely up there, and the guy who directed Barbarian, he's got another one coming out that looks really good. It's another horror, and again another guy who was kind of in the comedy scene that's making horror movies, which is so. I like that aspect of it, but it's still weird sometimes. It's like, okay, you guys were in the comedy, you guys were making skits and sketches. Now you're going to horror movies or horror shows, and you're doing very well. When I say awful, I mean like unsettling, disturbing. Yeah, I got that more from Midsommar than Hereditary. The story in Hereditary was dope, but Midsommar, that one got me. And it was one of the first movies I saw. Crap, how did I just forget her name already? Florence Pugh. How did I forget that? Jeez. Yeah, it's one of the first movies I saw her in. How much are we betting Ryan evolves into a horror career with that perma smile of his? I feel like he'd probably do a very good job, honestly. It's something about, there's a realness to comedy that I think helps make creators delve into horror and do relatively well. I think that's why we're kind of seeing more of that happen nowadays. It's still weird. It's still different. It's not what I would expect. And I think only certain ones can do it that can actually make it work. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's where most people saw her for the first time. If they're into horror. Otherwise, they probably first saw her in like Little Women or something like that. I thought she was good in it. She was pretty good. Again, it's one of those movies though where it's like, just leave. Please make the right decision and go. And you everybody would be fine. But no. Yeah, they both can generally work on small budgets, simpler ideas. Again, you can be creative on the cheap too when it comes to horror. That's why VHS movies work so well. And most horror, like they normally make a profit no matter what, in most cases, unless it comes out in January sometimes. Super scary, barely an inconvenience. Yeah, I think horror, again, you can make them on the cheap, but you can also still be creative and you can still tell a really good story. Obviously, it's always got that connection to, real world problems within the supernatural or whatever's happening from a horrific, situation. I think for me personally, though, as I've gotten older, I've realized that horror can be more than just there's got to be a monster type situation. Because when I was younger, I was like, there's no monster in this. This isn't horror. This is more of a thriller. But no, it's just more about the situations that people are in and, how they get through those situations. I do prefer, though, when horror movies aren't like super heavy on I don't know if it's like the allegories or just the metaphors, I guess, more or less. Like when it's so obvious with what it's trying to go for. Like the Boogeyman, the one that came out, I think that was maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. The Boogeyman, that one, I did not like that movie. One, it wasn't scary, but it was too on the nose with what it was trying to tell in its overall story and what the characters were dealing with. And so like that one didn't really work for me. Those movies like that where I'm like, can you just know? Like I'm already dealing with real life things. I'm coming to the movies to escape from that for at least, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Do you have any favorite Halloween or spooky songs? I have one Dracula's Wedding is a Andre 3000 song. I like that one. That's probably my favorite. It's because it definitely has a horror vibe to it. That's what it's called, right? Dracula's Wedding. Dracula's Wedding. Yeah. It's got Khalees and Andre 3000. It's technically an Outkast song, but it's just Andre 3000 that's on it. So if I had to choose one, that would be it. It's like the first one that comes to mind. I don't have a whole lot. You like that song, Chris? Yeah, see? I love the remake of Candyman when the female lead looks down the dark stairwell and says, hell no, when the good guys make smart. So, like we would, I get so hyped. So yes, thank you. Yeah, that's true. I prefer when they're making, okay, there we go, smart decisions. There we go. Yeah. Then it's like, okay, finally. Characters that are making sense. Than just, hello? Who's there? Hello? Like, you saw something creepy happen or something out of the ordinary happen. Get out of there. Yeah, The Love Below. Yeah. That was the album where they won Album of the Year, I believe, right? That was a dope album. I still listen to a lot of songs from that, mostly on the Andre 3000 side. Big Boy, a couple, but mostly the Andre 3000 tracks that's why I dig with. More my jam. Like Prototype might be one of my favorite ones on that one. Prototype is dope. Dracula's Wedding's dope. What's the other one? She lives in my lap. That one's dope. It's got Rosario Dawson on it. I like that one. Yeah, Idlewild was pretty cool. That movie was actually kind of cool too. It probably doesn't hold up. I haven't watched it since I watched it in theaters. So I only watched it like one time. I wonder if it still holds up. I wonder. But yeah. Let's go there. Here we go. Boom. But yeah. No, it's still a good album. It's still a good album. It was worthy of Album of the Year. I want to say that's what it was. It was something of the year at the Grammys that when it came out. something. Oh, let's see if will this even work? No, we'll try that later. Nice. Cool. Of course, they should have won for earlier albums, but they are kind of deep cuts. That's true. That's true. I don't watch the Grammys anymore, but I remember that year. I do remember that year because that was hype. I don't really watch it anymore now, though. It's always just weird. The music industry just itself is just weird. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of that with this whole Diddy stuff. A lot of things are coming to light now where it's like, eesh. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? Cool. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night here, guys. I got some more work I got to do. The night is not over for me. I got to get up and do it all over again tomorrow at work. Another day. But again, hopefully you guys are having a good night. Again, for those in Florida, if you're in Florida, stay safe. Make sure you guys doing what you got to do to get out of the path of the storm. It's going to be a rough one from what I hear, starting tomorrow, apparently. No worries, ZG. Thanks for hanging. Even though you made it at the end, that's fine. Sometimes doesn't work for everybody. We'll get another one in this week. Again, I was going to do it yesterday, but the day was just a little bit weird. So I was like, let me just focus on some other things. So yeah, but that's the plan. Eminem's album, I have not listened to the new one yet. So I am behind, but I got to get in there. I hear it's like pretty on point with like some of his older stuff or classic stuff. So that kind of has me hyped because new Eminem, I like, Slim Shady Eminem. That's what I grew up on. So I prefer that. That's just me. But yeah, W. Hanson, good night. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. We'll keep this thing rolling. And as always, you guys are amazing. Thanks so much for supporting the way that you do. I really enjoy it. And we'll do this again. Again, obviously we'll do it on Tuesday, but I want to get another one in this week. So I want to try some gaming stuff too, if I can. I got one horror game I might try. We'll see if it works. It'll be more of a test stream just to see if it even works. So we'll see. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you next time. Take care.